I pride myself on visiting the last E3 convention that was ever held back in 2019. It's actually where I got this shirt. Borderlands 3 was releasing the following year, and I got to play the game prematurely, and it was awesome. But the showstopper that everyone came for was Cyberpunk 2077. Everyone was waiting for the trailer for Cyberpunk 77. And Keanu Reeves came out and was hyping it up and super happy to see everyone. And I remember not being invested in the game. Something about it off the bat struck me as in, this is improbable. This is just too good to be true. You know, a fool would fall for this. And the game released, and immediately negative reviews. Overwhelmingly negative reviews. I could not ever pick that game up until I did earlier this year. I think we were snowed in and we had nothing to do, so I bought Cyberpunk 2077, and it was awful. It was a goddamn shit show, and I could not believe over all this time, 2 years, I was having so many buggy glitches. Characters would not interact when they needed to progress a mission. Walking into an elevator with another character who would not enter said elevator. You would hide in, there's a part in the story where you have to hide in like a pillar, and you're expecting this character to reveal themselves behind another room, and you know you're supposed to be hiding from them. They never fucking entered the room. My biggest gripe was even just exploring was a goddamn fucking challenge. Because there's an ability to summon your car, you hold a button, your car will just drive from off screen and show up, or that's what it should be doing. Instead, whenever I summoned my car, if I was in an intersection, my car would spawn in another car and blow us all up. Like, do you understand? I had to walk to new parts of the city. You can't just teleport to new parts of the city. I had to walk there because I was afraid of fucking dying. I was afraid of the car spawning in me, spawning in another car, spawning above me. I left that game in my Steam library for 8 more months. And since then, there's been some updates to it. So I went back into the game, and I am actually playing a good game. I'm playing a game that's like I'm fully immersed. I have not had one bug since I went back into the game. Not a single fucking bug. You understand? You understand, from a game that was catatonically disruptive to the point where I was like, I'm going to throw my goddamn PC or myself out that window. And now I went back to the game, and I am having a fucking blast. I'm emotionally attached to characters. I'm doing a corpo storyline. I'm seeing and learning new things 20 hours into the game. And I have not even explored the whole map in 20 hours of the game. And at one point, you gotta understand, the game is so luring with its campaign, because I felt campaign missions, and I didn't do story missions. So I didn't do side missions. So when I went to do the side missions, at one point I was like, I feel severely underleveled, and it was like way later. You know, everything was like still a challenge. There were points where the NPCs are no joke. They're not all stupid. Some are, but not all of them are stupid. And there's a mission where you have to re-steal your car from this gang in the dark, in the middle of like the desert. And they are very alert and very capable of fucking your chi up. It was so much of a pain in the ass that I had to do nothing but stealth kills the entire time, which was still a challenge. And at that point, you got to understand, in Cyberpunk, the idea is you're supposed to augment your body with cybernetic parts. And they give you one really early on in the game for your eyes, where you can scan people, see what they're weak to, see what their name is, their affiliation. And it's like really, really helpful, you know? Oh, you can also use it to like set off alarms, or, you know, like scan a vending machine or a camera. You can shut the camera off, or shut all cameras off, or reveal who's on the same network. You can use vending machines to distract people, or TVs to turn off and flicker, or whatever. Like, and on top of that, you got to keep in mind, I did not do side missions for a long time because the game is so immersive at one point where you're like, I have to keep going. I have to just find out what happens. And you're like, how long have I been chasing this fucking story? Like, I didn't even know there were side missions because I was so invested. So playing the game is such a goddamn turnaround from what I played like earlier this year and saw years ago. And this is the same company that made The Witcher. And I am not a Witcher fan. I can't play it. Something about it is just, it's not for me. It's a fun game, but it's just like, I zone in and out of it. Maybe I'll give it another chance, but right now, Cyberpunk is so so good where it needs to be. The only thing it's missing, in my opinion, are mini games. Like, it sounds so stupid, but when Red Dead Redemption did, like, you could play poker with people, I love playing poker, and I love playing blackjack, but there's no addition to, like, underground gaming. You know, if you've ever played Knights of the Old Republic, they have like a stupid game that you can play in the cantina with cards, and like you can collect cards off of bodies. I thought that was really cool. I felt like Cyberpunk would have something like that, but what it does have is, and it's not anything to hold a candle to, the cards, but they have like fight clubs underneath where you can bet, you know, and you can be in the fight, and that's cool. They have cyber psycho sightings where like people are augmented with like new unstable technology, and they're a fucking mess, so you have to go subdue them. You get insight to their gear and story mission. Like, it's all around, the world itself is very immersive. Every corner of it seems really detailed. It's in a good spot right now, and I'm making this video because Phantom Liberty is about to release, and IGN had just posted the review today of it getting a 9. Or actually, it was one GameSpot or IGN. One gave a 9 and one gave a 10. And I'm thinking, I hope I'm not misremembering that. I'm pretty sure it was a 10. Oh god. Well, anyways, it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. And I'm telling you guys, there's so many different ways to play this fucking game. When it makes mistakes, they really stand out. But where it thrives, where it directs its attention, it's honed so perfectly. I am telling you, it's really RPG oriented at this point. You don't feel like that stereotypical RPG feel, if you know what I mean. How do I put it? I did not know how to level up things for the longest time because I don't read the tutorials, and it's not overwhelmed with it. I'm just really lazy, and I think I'll figure it out. By the time I realized I was able to level up certain categories, I was already like level 20. I had like 20 perks. I went from being fucking struggling to, oh my god, I am mollywhopping the shit out of the Tigers. Like, I'm mollywhopping the fuck out of every gang here, man. It's really solid. It's really good. If you're gonna give it a shot, now's the time, because they're about to do a 2.0 update, and it's supposed to expand upon the RPG system, like the upgrades and shit. It's gonna feel like a totally new game, and I'm telling you guys, I'm having a lot of fun. The combat is good. The story is amazing. I love the story. I thought it, like, it's a little techie here and there where it's like, what? Because they'll be like, look, you got to go to this Ripper Doc and pick up a brain dance and then go to this person and give it to them. And you're like, what the fuck are those? What? This is coming from a guy who won't play Starfield and won't play fucking like any other hype games right now. Like, I don't play hype games. I'm like, whatever, you know. Right now, Dark Souls, Risk of Rain 2, Cyberpunk, and that's about it. I used to play Apex a lot, but right now, guys, Cyberpunk is worth playing. If you're going to get into it, now is the time. Pick it up, stop watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.